start by knowing that it's okay to have no specific passion.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Passion Sundays, the best way to end the week and start another. Our guest today is voted as one of the top 100 most influential young Arabs in the world. He is an Emmy nominated producer, journalist and correspondent, Ahmad Shiab Eldin. Thank you very much for having us here today.
It's my pleasure, thanks for having me.
So, where do you get all this passion to have generated all this success and power at the same time?
Well, I don't know if I have power. Maybe there's a perception that I have power, but passion is obviously very important. And I think I get my passion from challenges, from learning new things, and from people who are doing things in their communities that are challenging the status quo, to be honest with you. I find when I follow or cover for work or meet people in my personal life, whether it's my professional capacity, who are doing something about a problem or who are challenging the current state of affairs, you know, in their community, in their country, whatever it might be, on however small a level, you know, if they're educating people, if they're learning, if I learn things, for me that just makes me more optimistic about accomplishing whatever it is I set out to do, whether it's, again, something that's work-related or something that's personal.
That's amazing, but you make it sound so easy that it seems like you've always got that passion. But I'm sure you run low sometimes, and sometimes all your optimism does not work against the odds. Where do you find passion when you're that low?
It may sound cliche, but music, and particularly lyrics. You know, poetry is something I was really into when I was young. And I think when you think about what lyrics are, essentially they're poetry, you know, placed to music. And for me, when I'm really low and I'm looking for passion or inspiration, you know, to use another word, I listen to songs that kind of transport me to another place, make me forget whatever it is that's bringing me down, whoever it may be that's bringing me down, whatever situation I'm in, because then it makes you kind of, it makes you realize and see things, whatever it is that's bothering you, from another perspective, and that's when I think the regeneration can start. Also, when I'm low, I always try and do something, and I think this happens subconsciously. I always try and do something that I've never done before. It might be something as silly as going to a restaurant, trying a food that I haven't done before, and I don't even actively do it. I mean, this is me in hindsight telling you. And you know, I think the most kind of inspiring thing, whether I'm high or low, in terms of sustaining passion, because that's also very important, regardless of if you're high or low, is conviction. And I think I am very motivated by having and been fortunate to have people in my life from a young age who are very confident, but also humble enough to trust their instincts and not to second guess themselves, but at the same time not to assume that other people are gonna, you know, necessarily go with their flow. Particularly my mother, as well as my sisters. So. Yeah, I think I've been very lucky from a young age to just kind of always have adopted like a passionate approach to life through my family and through my friends.
Amazing, and you just brought an interesting point about, you know, your mother and what people think. So you might have been lucky to have found your path and your passion early on. What should people do if they're not clear about what their passion? How should they find what is their passion and what's their calling? Or is it their belief that makes the passion manifest into reality?
It's a great question, both those questions. I think it's really important to spend time alone. I'm a social animal, and so sometimes that can distract you, or at least in my experience. And so if you're not really sure what your passion is, you're not necessarily motivated in life at any point in your life, I think spending time alone and traveling and experiencing new things. For me, I try, you know, I love to shop, but I try to spend my money on experiences and on experiencing new places, new countries, new cultures, whatever it might be. Because passion isn't something that just, in my experience at least, is born or appears or emerges. It's something that I think gradually and incrementally, especially with age and the more you experience, the more it manifests itself and becomes clearer to you what it is you want. And you know, I think it's okay to be passionate about many things. So to answer your first question, like how do you know what your passion is, or how do you find your passion if you don't know what you want to do, start by knowing that it's okay to have no specific passion or to have many passions or to not necessarily know what it is. And, you know, it sounds a bit cheesy, but life's a journey. And I think if you give up, or if you're frustrated by that lack of clarity, you're only doing yourself a disservice. So try to just, you know, experience a lot of things. Also, quite frankly, I get my passion also from conflict and from not belonging. I've been lucky enough to feel like I don't necessarily have a home, like countries and boundaries don't really make sense to me. And so when I meet people who either have that same kind of personality or live that same lifestyle, that to me is like, it's like fuel. It's almost like ecstasy. It's to me, I wish we could live, it's a bit idealistic, in that kind of a world, because I think it would facilitate a lot of passion for a lot of people.
Awesome. Thank you very much for this insight, and particularly that passion is a journey. It's not a specific thing, and probably get your mind off your passion. Maybe you'll find your passion then. Thank you very much. I'm sure all our viewers would love this, and I know you have to head out to a plane back to New York now. Thank you very much for making this interview happen. Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it. Passion. What do you think? I would really love to hear your opinion. If you'd like to stay engaged, subscribe to our social media channels, and if you want even more valuable interviews and tips and tricks on how to live passionately, then go to mustafahamwi.com and subscribe to our Passion Sundays newsletter. Until the next episode, live passionately.